So, Prince Harry has landed back in the UK yet again, and this visit feels different, less like a son coming home to heal wounds and more like someone circling a castle, hoping to crash a gathering he wasn't even invited to. His arrival wasn't subtle, either. He stepped off that plane, laid a wreath in memory of the late Queen, and made sure the cameras knew about it. That wasn't just a quiet gesture, it was a calculated play, one that almost felt desperate, like a man desperately trying to remind the world he is still a player in a game that moved on without him. Because let's be honest, Harry's not here because of some heartfelt royal invitation. This whole trip feels more like what people are calling a shadow royal tour, for carefully planned days of public appearances, with barely a murmur of acknowledgement from Buckingham Palace. No official welcome. No smiling photographs with his family. Just silence. And in royal circles, silence speaks louder than words. It says everything when your own father, the king himself, is only a few hours away, but doesn't he even issue a statement confirming you're in the same country? Sure, there's been speculation about whether King Charles might sneak in a private meeting with Harry, away from the paparazzi and press. Father and son behind closed doors, maybe. But if that were to happen, it wouldn't be some heartfelt reunion, it would be damage control. Every time the palace even breathes in Harry's direction, it triggers a media storm, a dip in approval ratings, and another PR mess to clean up. So, if a meeting happens, you can bet it'll be under wraps, wrapped in layers of secrecy, and maybe even denied altogether. Realistically, it probably won't happen at all. Meanwhile, William's schedule has been like a masterclass in avoidance. Every single day Harry's been in the UK, William's been booked solid, from mental health initiatives to charity visits to solemn memorials. And these aren't last-minute filler engagements, they've been on the books for months. But let's be real, if there was even a sliver of free time, you can bet it's been filled by now. William isn't playing the forgive and forget game. He's not even pretending to. And you know that's eating away at Harry. He's clawing, trying to find a way back into the royal fold, while everyone inside the castle is acting like he's yesterday's headline. And this isn't just a story of emotions and hurt feelings. There's a practical side, too. Money. No one likes to say it out loud, but everyone knows Harry and Meghan's brand isn't the money-making machine it once was. The Netflix deals aren't flowing like they used to, the Spotify contract's gone, and keeping up a celebrity lifestyle in California isn't exactly cheap. So, when Harry pops up at charity events like Wellchild, where he's been a supporter for nearly 2 decades, people can't help but wonder, is this for the cause or for the optics? Cameras flashing, Harry back on stage, giving speeches, shaking hands, it's convenient timing. No one's saying he doesn't care about the cause. But let's not pretend this isn't also about polishing his image. About trying to remind the public of Prince Harry, the beloved royal, not Prince Harry, the Netflix star. And Meghan's absence. That's a headline all its own. She has made it very clear she has no interest in setting foot back in the UK unless absolutely necessary. Some sources say it's about security concerns, others say it's pride, but let's be real, Meghan's staying away is strategic. She knows the energy she'd face back here, and she has no intention of walking into that storm. So instead, she sends Harry on his own, as if to patch things up, or at least test the waters. He's out here playing the part of a prince without a crown, trying to reclaim relevance in a system that's already moved on. But this isn't 2018 anymore. The charm, the goodwill, the public sympathy, it's gone. The monarchy isn't looking for another round of Oprah tell-alls or Netflix drama specials. They've closed ranks. And Harry's left standing on the outside, tapping at the glass, hoping someone will let him in. On paper, he's doing everything right. Giving speeches, attending charity functions, laying wreaths, smiling for the cameras, hoping these gestures will melt some icy hearts. But it's not landing, because people haven't forgotten. They remember the lawsuits, especially the one where he accused the British government of putting his life at risk, essentially branding the country that raised him as unsafe. That stung not just politicians, but the ordinary Brits who once adored him. And now there's this strange double standard. He says the UK is too dangerous for his wife and kids, yet he flies in solo multiple times a year without hesitation. So what changed? Nothing, except maybe his growing need to feel relevant, to feel seen. His camp keeps saying he wants reconciliation, that the ball's in the royal family's court now. But let's be honest, you can burn a house down and then ask for your old bedroom back. What makes this trip stand out is that it's the longest Harry S. stayed in the UK since his grandmother's funeral. He's lingering, almost like he's waiting for someone to pull him aside and say, "All right, let's talk." But nobody is. Charles is in Scotland, mourning privately. William is avoiding him with military precision. And Meghan, she's thousands of miles away, enjoying life in California, sipping tea in Montecito, probably watching all of this unfold like it's a series she produced herself. And that's the real tension here. Harry ice and tea, just trying to come back to his family. He's trying to rewrite his narrative. But his family isn't playing along. They're not signing on to his redemption arc. William, especially, is said to be drawing the hardest line. Some insiders claim that palace staff even scheduled his public events during Harry's visit to make absolutely sure there be no awkward accidental run-ins, no side-by-side photo ops that tabloids could twist into a reunion headline. It's all deliberate, and Harry has to know it. And that's got to hurt, because for him, this isn't just about royal duty or tradition. It's about identity. When he left the UK, he thought he was stepping into a new life as a modern man, a husband, and a father. But somewhere along the way, he lost a piece of himself. He's not fully royal anymore, but he's not fully Hollywood either. He's stuck in this awkward middle ground where neither side really claims him. And the public, they're tired of the act. Every tearful speech gets scrutinized. Every carefully crafted gesture looks like strategy. The sympathy well has dried up. If Harry thought that showing up, smiling for cameras, and making heartfelt speeches would reset his public image, he's learning quickly that this isn't a movie. There's no dramatic reunion scene with swelling music, no emotional embrace with his brother or kneeling apology to his father. This is real life, and in real life, relationships don't magically heal just because you booked a flight. There's even talk that Harry's holding out hope of moving back to the UK full-time someday. Bringing Meghan and the kids with him, maybe sliding into an honorary role if the palace ever softens. But that's wishful thinking. The life he left behind is gone. The palace doors aren't just shut, they're bolted. No one is waiting to welcome him home, and the British public isn't exactly begging for his comeback. They don't see the young boy who walked behind Diana's coffin anymore. They see the man in California pointing fingers across the ocean. But here's the twist: he's not hated. Not completely. There's still a segment of the public, especially older generations, who watched him grow up, who want him to make peace. They remember the tragedy he endured, and they want a happy ending for him. But even their patience is wearing thin. Because every attempt Harry makes to reconcile seems to spark more drama instead. It's like he's trying to apologize with a spotlight on him, microphone in hand, cameras rolling. But that's not how this family operates. The royals live by a code of silence. They don't do public therapy sessions. They don't air their issues in interviews. They shut the door, draw the curtains, and wait for the noise to fade. Harry hasn't learned that lesson yet. He keeps knocking louder, thinking if he explains himself just one more time, if he makes one more heartfelt speech, people will finally understand. And that's where Meghan's influence is hard to ignore. When she left, she slammed the door behind her. She's moved on, building new projects and connections, living a life that seems miles away from palace politics. But Harry, he's still pacing outside the gates, haunted by the life he walked away from. And people have started to notice that he is spending more and more time away from that California dream. Each UK visit is longer than the last. Every excuse to stay back home feels like a quiet retreat. A way of admitting that he misses the structure, the purpose, even the discipline that came with royal life. And maybe that's the hardest truth for him, to face that the life he thought was a cage might have been the only place he truly felt grounded. All the talk about security risks, Meghan's discomfort, the lawsuits, it all feels like noise, a way to cover up the reality that they chose to burn the bridge themselves. And now, as Harry tiptoes back, he's discovering that some bridges can't be rebuilt. Not when your brother won't even look your way, and your father is prioritizing private grief over your PR calendar. None of this seems to be sinking in for Harry, though. He's still out here trying, smiling for the cameras, laying wreaths with reverence, shaking hands like it all means something bigger. Maybe it does to him. Maybe he still believes that if he just plays the part perfectly, if he delivers the right soundbite, if he just waits long enough, he'll be allowed back in. But the reality is, this story's already been written. The royal machine has moved on. The roles are filled. And Harry's still out here wearing a costume for a character no one believes in anymore.